Post-Purchase Pro podcast.
This is the only podcast that dives deep into post-purchase marketing to help Amazon sellers increase sales, ranking, reviews, and profits. It's everything that happens after the initial sale that makes a difference. We call this the back end.
Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of the Post-Purchase podcast. Here today, I have an amazing guest. Let me go ahead and bring her in. Monica, Business by Monica. Monica is a brand strategist and does all kinds of works building brands. That's who we're talking to every day, Monica. We're talking to people that are building brands. A lot of them are built using the Amazon platform to do so. So I'm super excited to have you on the Post-Purchase podcast today.
Hi, Seth. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I'm really excited to have you. So Monica, if you don't mind, tell us how you got to be where you're at and how did you become who you are and focus on what it is that you're doing.
Oh, that's a long story. I'm going to try and keep it short. I got like close to 2 decades of experience in building brands, basically. Masters in business, started in the corporate world, worked in brand management, launching, products and managing heritage brands, moved into strategy consulting and then global marketing. All with big corporates, Fortune 500 companies. After that, I decided to take the dive into the entrepreneurial world. I was actually pregnant with my second, and I was like, this is the time for me to start that business I've always wanted to do. So I actually started with my own online store first as well on Shopify. That time I was bringing design from contemporary designer products in the home accessory space from India to Europe, and curating a lot of different conscious brands. I was also freelancing still with bigger companies. And at the same time, though, I was helping small business owners kind of a favor, in the space that I was working in, fellow store owners. And I realized that my passion was actually building brands in a hurry to leave the corporate world. I kind of started that online store, but I was really more passionate about helping those smaller business owners. And I niched down to small business owners and scale ups, especially realizing one of the biggest thing is everybody was out there really focused on trying to get more traffic, spending on ads, putting out more content, no matter what stage of business they were at. But they didn't know some of the fundamentals of their business. Who's their customer? Who are they really speaking to?
Yeah.
Why are they buying or not? And therefore, what do they really stand for? And why should more people come back to them to buy more? So I was like, okay, I got to help this. I have to help people with this. So
That's
yeah.
amazing. So Monica, you kind of opened up the conversation here. So when you're working with a brand now, whether they sell on Shopify or they sell on a third-party platform like Amazon, they're building a brand. What are the biggest mistakes that people building brands are making right now?
One of the biggest I see consistently, no matter where you're selling, is not knowing who your real customers are. I always say real over ideal. Ideal is something you make up from your imagination. Even if you look it up in the dictionary, that's the meaning. It's something, and people are drawing out these personas on paper. But if I ask a simple question, have you actually spoken to the people who are buying from you or engaging with you? They're like, no. So it's not knowing who's really buying from you. How do you expect to bring them back again for more? How do you expect to attract more people like them if you don't know who they are and why they want your products?
Yeah, so we talk about that all the time, Monica, because in our business, Post-Purchase Pro, we are re-engaging customers to have them buy more. And if you don't know who it is that you're serving, you can't create a marketing message that would attract them. You can't actually serve them to the best in the best possible way. So you are helping brands all across the board, but is there anything that when you step in, you say, I want to fix, these 3 things immediately? Do you see that consistency of things that brand owners are getting wrong, or do you see consistent growth opportunities for brand owners? I know that you said know your customer, but when it comes to that, what do you actually do?
So when it comes to, so there are 2 ways. So one is really knowing your numbers, of course. And I always start with 7 key numbers that take you along the funnel just to see where the issues in your business are. Will quickly help me pinpoint, is it more visibility and traffic? Is it more repeat purchase that you need? Yeah, that's a quick way to check.
Yeah.
But the solution is always for me, because numbers are just facts, right? They don't tell you more, to dive into it. So, and that's why really knowing those customers and who are really buying, their needs, wants, and desires. So when you work with me, it's non-negotiable. We actually dive into real customer interviews. You have to reach out to your customers and people who've bought from you, people maybe who've been engaging with you but haven't bought, and really get to know them. And I have a technique I use as well, where we really dive into more the emotional aspect, where called customer story probing, inviting people to tell you stories. so that you can really understand what not just people are doing or saying, but what they're really thinking and feeling as well, and translating that into your brand messaging, your key benefits that you really offer. Make sure your products are therefore all aligned to that. Is there anything you need to change there? And then going back to those numbers and saying, okay, so these are the issues we saw, this is what we've learned, now let's make an action plan and growth strategy based on all of that. So in the short, that's kind of what I do and how I do it.
I love that you're actually talking to the customers, because
You have to.
that is where all the value is. If you're not
Yeah.
providing value to that person on the other end of the transaction, then what are you really doing, right? So that's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah, and most people fight. A lot of people are very hesitant to do this, I notice. But once they've done it, they're like, I can't believe I never did this before. Because that's where the real insights come from. That's where you really understand what's happening. And keep in mind the market we're in. Even on all the marketplaces, it's such a crowded market. Technology is changing so fast, we can't always keep up. Look at AI, what's happening.
Yeah.
We have the economical shifts happening. We don't know if we're in a recession or not, but there's inflation, and purchasing behavior has changed. And the thing is, the only constant is that it will keep changing. But the more you stay on top of who your customers are, why they're buying or not, you'll be able to make the necessary tweaks or real pivots that you need to keep serving them, and therefore ensure that you have a profitable business.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So, Monica, if you think about our listenership, is mostly made up of people using the Amazon platform.
Yes.
Do you? I know you have experience in this realm, but is there anything that, like, a brand owner? Because the reason why I bring this up is because you mentioned really knowing your customer,
Yeah.
and knowing your customer on Amazon is harder than knowing it on Shopify.
Yes. Absolutely.
Amazon is restricting a lot of that from you. So, how do we know our customer in an environment like Amazon, and what can we do to attract more ideal customers to us?
Right. And so I think there is like hidden gems, and I've actually done this myself and gone through some of this in the testimonials on Amazon. And people don't realize that. Not just positive testimonials, but also look at the negative things, and negative things people may be saying about competitors, brands, alternatives on there, because that will tell you what's missing. But I also feel from a understanding who your customer is, there's these little hidden gems in a lot of the testimonials. Somebody will say, well, I bought this little lamp. I was actually buying a lamp, and I was going through the testimonials on Amazon, and I bought this for my grandchild. So you suddenly know, wait, this is an older person buying it for. And if you just go through it, I bought this lamp and just to sit in my little reading nook. So there's lifestyle related things that people hide, kind of actually bring
Yeah.
out it. So go through the testimonials, not just from a product point of view, take those out, of course, as well, but also understand, wait, the ones where people are telling a little more about how they're using your product or who they are. And then when you go through the negative reviews, it will tell you what's missing. And if you go to negative reviews of alternatives, it will tell you what's missing from there. And therefore, that's something you could be serving. So that's a great starting point. And
Hmm.
then I think the next step will be when you do send your packaging, of course, there's a lot of restriction. You don't have all the information. In your packaging, try to build up that connection through either flyer to get them either on an email list, follow you on social media, even just say you would love to speak to them and get their feedback, and this is how they can get in touch. So use, I think, your packaging as well, because that's something they're going to open up. They have to, and they're going to see it,
Yeah.
to try and take that connection beyond just the marketplace and beyond Amazon.
Yeah, Monica, that's one of the things that we do for our clients is we
Yeah, good.
design for them. We call it an attention-getting marketing device, something that goes
Yeah.
in the packaging to grab the customer's attentions. That way, they can get to know them and then do more business with them. So, Monica, I would love to hear, like, who is your perfect client? Who are you seeking to work with, and who can you help the most?
So I say product-based e-commerce retail entrepreneurs, creative and conscious. I believe the conscious part is very important in a place where, in the world where you strong purpose product, but also that we think about sustainability and ethics. It may not all be perfect, but we at least try to do the best we can. And you are just want to start having more focused and clear vision for your brand, and really communicate and connect with your real customers. You're tired of trying to do it all, being two steps behind. You want ready to just grow to the next level in your business, and the products you sell also, you really truly feel they have an impact in your customer's life. So we need to get those in hands of more people.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for 2023, everybody is working along. Everybody's, like you said, it's the year of change, but every year is almost the year of change, right? It seems like every year just accelerates. So what's like the best strategy to be thinking about for, this time frame?
In this year, I would say again, it always starts about knowing your customer. I keep
Yeah.
coming back. I keep coming back to that, and because that's when there's just so much changing right now in the market, and
Yeah.
ha- and customer behavior has really, really changed. People are thinking more about where they're spending every dollar that they're spending, right? What they're getting, so they're being more conscious about their purchases. You still have the extremes. You have the people who still go out and buy anything, but you also have people who are really saying, okay, no, I don't need this, but they're still willing to spend on higher priced products, but on lesser things. So really start understanding what's going on, so that you can better serve them. Seriously, all I say is, just even if you just do one customer interview a week or connect with one online, if you can't directly do it, start going through the testimonials. Just see what you can do and link that to the numbers of your business, what's happening, so that you can
Yeah.
really see what you can change.
So if you were speaking to like an Amazon seller and they were wanting to work with you, what would you tell them? Like, here's what we're going to do, and here's how I think I can help. Like, where are you going to start? And then I'm just trying to put our listeners into the frame of mind of, okay, how can I have Monica help me?
Yeah. So, anyways, when people come in, I always make sure that we fill in a form so I can really understand where you are in your business. But I love looking first. Let's have a quick look at the numbers so I know where you are at, where the issues are, not just what you think the issues are, where the potential opportunities of growth are for you. And then literally, I'll go back to you and we start working on the customer understanding piece. Depending on, for an Amazon seller, will depend on how many actually direct contacts you have and how much do we need to do through testimonials. So I take that on a case by case basis because I work one on one, so I can really adapt based as the person there. But we'll really start with that customer understanding and make sure we then link it to the numbers and the opportunities and issues we see to define what you stand for, your messaging, and how that will translate to maybe say your Amazon page, as well as then really an action plan to help you grow.
Yeah, I love it. All right. So, Monica, do you have any special offers or any special place that people that are listening should go and find out more about you?
Well, I have, so I think a great place to start will be my 4D framework. Desires over demographics is the four types of questions that you need to be asking your customers,
Oh,
or
yeah.
kind of
Perfect.
information you need to do, so that it gives you a framework of where to start to really get to know your customer, which then feeds into everything else.
Okay. So then to get that, that's an amazing strategy document, it sounds like. So they would go to businesswithmonica.com/post purchase pro, right?
Yes.
Okay. So for everybody listening, that's businesswithmonica.com/post purchase pro. So, Monica, as we transition to the last part of our show, we like to ask two fun questions that we always end with. The first question that I have for you is, what is your all-time favorite business book?
Ooh, my all-time favorite business book. Okay. All time. I actually like Ogilvy on advertising.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
Yes, it's a classic. It's more of a
Yeah.
classic, but it's again what I believe in, some fundamentals in business, and I think some of the fundamentals, whether you were doing traditional advertising or it's all digital, haven't changed. So I think it's something really good to go back to read.
Yeah, we do what would be considered traditional marketing, but we do it in a applied to a new channel, right?
Yeah,
We use direct response advertising in the form of the Amazon channel. So I love it.
yeah.
And then last fun question here, Monica, is over the last year, have you purchased something that maybe was a splurge for you? Maybe you spent a little too much money on in your mind, but you don't regret making that purchase.
Ooh, yes. I bought actually I've even got it shipped in from the US. I'm in the Netherlands, just so
Yeah.
people know that that's not a small cost. So I actually invested in what kind of invested in new facial products. They're based on they're completely organic. Crafted really well based on Ayurvedic principles. So a complete line of cleansing products for my face.
Oh, I love it.
And I've been following those people on Instagram for a really long time. And I even bought them without a discount, just to remind people you don't always have to discount products if you really can deliver on those core needs of your customer.
Yeah.
I even waited out on Black Friday to see, are they going to discount or not? They didn't, so I still went ahead and bought it.
That's funny. So
Yeah.
I guess that was worth it then, right, Monica?
Oh, absolutely. It's those moments of my days where I feel like I'm treating myself,
I love it.
and I think we all need that.
All right. So, Monica, it's been a real treat to have you on today. I love talking about building a real business and actually knowing who your customers are because at the end of the day, that's where the value is. And that's how you grow a successful business by treating your customers like real people. And I love that you're actually doing customer interviews, which I've never even heard of in this crazy environment that we live in. Like everybody's living in
I
their own little
know.
bubble inside their house, in their box, working on their box and not interacting with anybody. It's crazy.
No, or they're sending out surveys, but then you can't ask more. You get a
Yeah.
single answer and you can't do anything else with it. It's a great place to start, but you need to go deeper.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much, Monica, for being a guest today.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, guys, this has been an episode of the Post Purchase Podcast. See you on the next episode.